Welcome back. Glad you are still keeping us company here on Good Morning Kenya. In case you are just joining us, karibu tena sana. I am Jain Wambui. Remember, you can always be part of this conversation. Talk to us using the hashtag Good Morning Kenya on Twitter. At KBC Channel 1 is our official station handle. My handle is at Jain Wambui across all the social media platforms. Now we are on to the final segment for the day, and this is Women at the Forefront. And with us in studio today, we have Jimia, Abdul, Yusuf, who is the co-founder of the Fatalkada Leukemia Foundation. Good morning.
Morning to you, Jane. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for making time to be with us today.
Thank you so much. I really do appreciate.
Karibu sana. Maybe we could start with your social media handles so that our viewers can also interact with you. That's your camera right there.
Okay. My full names are Jimia Abdul Yusuf. That's the name I use on Facebook. My Twitter handle is Jimia AB. And our organization's Twitter handle is FLF_ORG. Our Facebook page goes by the name Fatalkada Leukemia Foundation.
All right. Yeah. Now, let's start with the foundation, because it's part of what is making this discussion today. So there is a story to it, and maybe you could start as the co-founder. Tell us a bit about the background when it comes to Fatalkada Foundation. Okay.
Basically, Fatalkada all started from Facebook. Before the organization was formed, I started off by fundraising for a kid from who had 3 holes on her heart. The kid was hospitalized beside my daughter in a certain hospital in Mombasa. So after seeing how her health was deteriorated, I questioned the mother. I decided to give out a helping hand by using social media to raise funds. Yes. So I did, and other friends joined in, and the good thing is we got enough funds for her to get to be airlifted to India to get constructive surgery of the heart. So after that story, I saw another story of a 1 year, 6 months baby whose name was Fadil. He was diagnosed with a type of blood cancer called acute lymphoblastic leukemia. So I got the contacts of the mother from Facebook. I got in touch with her. We talked a lot. She gave me the details, the medical reports. I decided to use the same platform, social media, to fundraise for the child. Yes. Of course, with other friends from social media and other supporters. We came up as a team, fundraised for the funds, and the little money that we got, the mother was able to fly to India with her son for treatment. Of course, we didn't have enough funds, so we were to send more money as the kid started
receiving treatment.
Exactly. So unfortunately, after receiving treatment at exactly 1 month, the kid succumbed to complications of cancer treatment in India. So her being a Muslim, they couldn't keep the body, so the mother had to bury her son in India and come back to Kenya alone.
Oh wow.
It was a tough decision actually. It was also emotional because I didn't get the chance to meet the little baby. His name was Fadil. So when the mother came back, we saw the challenges that we faced raising funds for baby Fadil. So we came up again as friends, started a WhatsApp group. Through the WhatsApp group, we were a few friends. We used to chip in from our pockets and support different cases that we have of cancer children, cancer, other types of cancers, like doing monthly shopping, just some little bit of where we can help. That's what we used to do. So as time goes by, we used to be getting a case at a case. It became so overwhelming. Now, a good friend of mine, my childhood friend, I can't mention his name at the moment, he had been following what we were doing on social media. Yes. So the guy followed me. He said, "You are doing a great job, but what you need to do, because there's issue of funds involved, you need to get registered for you to be credible and to get more support. There's a lot you can do on cancer, because not everyone knows about cancer.
Yeah.
You can be creating awareness and all that, but you can't do it as an individual. You need to use the legal direction, the right direction.
A more structured way.
Exactly.
Okay.
So the WhatsApp group came to be an NGO, a legally registered NGO in the year 2016. Actually, we are now, the month of November, will be celebrating our 5th anniversary. We thank God for that. So we registered the group as an NGO, and the name of the organization, FadIcarda. Fadil is the name of the baby who passed away in India while receiving treatment and buried in India. Kada was his nickname. I can say the name that the mother used to call his son at home, my Kadamon, my Kadamon. So the name of the organization is actually after the baby who passed away. Exactly. Right. We couldn't do we couldn't save the boy, or we couldn't do much for him, because actually it was a late diagnosis. But up to this moment, we can say God directs us, or God gives you the right direction. You couldn't save that kid, but there's so many other kids that you've saved using the name FadIcarda. So that's how FadIcarda Leukemia Foundation was born.
Came to be.
Yes.
Such a powerful story behind it. A little boy who has left such a legacy to save many, many other lives of other little children out there. And you know, just looking at statistics, cancer is among the leading causes of death in children. Childhood cancer is not... There isn't a national registry when it comes to childhood cancer, and that is one of the problems that we are having as a country when it comes to dealing with childhood cancer, because the ministry most of the time gets data from the hospitals that have addressed these cases. There isn't a national registry that has been solely directed towards focusing on childhood cancer, and it's such a beautiful thing that the story of one little boy is what has gotten a whole foundation going. Now, looking at the fact that you're going to be celebrating 5 years down the line in just a couple of months, what are some of the challenges that you have seen when it comes to, and not just even childhood cancer, but many other conditions that you've been able to interact with from the different patients that you have met out there? What are some of those major challenges that many people are facing when it comes to access to medical healthcare services and facilities for that matter?
I can say the main challenge has been poverty. No one can be diagnosed with cancer, or no one can be sick and just decide to stay at home. Poverty becomes a challenge to many. And what I can say, cultural beliefs, there are some cultures that believe certain conditions, they are not to be solved in the hospital. So you can say, like the case of leukemia. Many people, when there is a problem with the blood, low blood counts, you'll see some other people believe that maybe the kid is possessed. There's a kind of, I can say, demons. Yes, demons sucking up the blood. Oh, wow. We have seen such kind of cases. So they decide to seek other traditional stuffs to treat that kid. Unfortunately, when that case or that child goes to the hospital, it becomes a late diagnosis. The kid's health is really deteriorated. So I can say poverty. And when we say about the financial constraints, also it falls under poverty. It falls under poverty and lack of information. So many people back in the villages don't have information about cancer. Not only in the villages, I can say it's countrywide. Most of us know about breast cancer, and most of us know breast cancer only affects women. Unfortunately, breast cancer also affects men. We have cases of men being diagnosed with the breast cancer. So you see, like not many people know about it because sensitization isn't being done or isn't reaching where it's supposed to reach, the people in mashinani.
Yes.
So I can say lack of awareness also is a big problem in our communities.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, I came across an article that was looking at the fact that when it comes to childhood cancers, there has also become a trend where some of these children are abandoned. I don't know if you've come across such cases either at hospitals or just within the community when they are found to be having cancer, and then looking at the financial burden that is to come, some end up being abandoned. Is this something that you have come across?
Yes, many cases. We usually also do visit hospitals. We've seen a case where, at the National Hospital, we've seen a case whereby a mother abandons his or her daughter or his or her son, and the kid is forced to stay with the father, and the father is still the breadwinner. We've seen a case like that. And we've seen quite a number of cases whereby when a kid is diagnosed with cancer, the dad backs off. Becomes, it's very expensive, it's really draining me financially. The kid remains with the mom.
Okay.
We've seen so many kind of such stories. Exactly.
Now, that brings me to now the aspect of the caregiver who is involved in such a situation. How do you as an organization involve them in this whole conversation, making sure that they're also getting the support they need to be able to effectively care and be there for the child or patient that may be involved in this case?
We usually deal with one case at a time, because what we depend on is social media platforms to raise funds for those kinds of children. We get a case, we ask the parent, where is the kid getting treatment? We get all the medical reports, we verify them, we consult even the hospitals. Is this a genuine case? The hospitals verifies. Some other cases we even talk to the doctor to verify the situation. So we set up an account. We advise the mother to set up a pay bill, to set up a medical bank account for his or her child. So what we do, we campaign through social media. We vigorously campaign. It becomes, there are some moments it becomes really tiresome. It becomes really emotional, but when you look back, when you look at that child, you get motivated and continue. So you'll get a case whereby a child needs like 1 million.
Yes.
We can't raise 1 million in 1 week. We can't raise even 500,000 in a week, but we can raise session by session, as in a chemo session by a chemo session. Let's say a kid gets 1 chemo session per month. We even advise the mother to get registered with NHIF. If she cannot afford it, then we pay from the funds that we raise. It becomes NHIF really helps a lot. So the NHIF will pay a certain percentage of the medical. Then we as an organization will raise funds for the remaining part and pay the funds. There are some cases we cater for even the accommodation, because you'll find a kid going from Mombasa to Eldoret to get treatment. There's no one, let's say, to accommodate them. We can accommodate them by paying, let's say, the guest. We pay for the transport, for the pocket money and the medical expenses. So we cannot help like the whole problem that the family has, but at least we can say we enlighten that financial burden from the parent, because that's become the exact
biggest challenge.
Exactly.
Now, maybe there's somebody who's watching us today and they would love to be part of this foundation in terms of assisting in whatever way they can, in the different forms that they can. Given you are the co-founder, what forms of assistance do you think are necessary to help you in what you do, to help all those other people and patients that are in dire need of such assistance?
What I can say is, whenever you see an appeal that is posted on our social media platform, 1, contribute any amount that you can, even just 10 shillings. Makes a big difference. 2, share the plights that we have. They are genuine. There are some.
Always verify before you post anything.
Yes, we do verify from the hospital. We consult even the doctors. We get the medical reports. They are all verified medical cases. That's why I say we usually pick one case at a time. Even if you have now known you call me, Jimia, there's another kid that they need assistance. Just because I know you, I want to just take that case because there are some other kids in line. I get so many people complaining, why are you not taking up this case? Because there's another kid. I'm not in a position to help, to help everyone. It's usually I go with this thing, reach one,
each one reach one.
Exactly, reach one and lift one. We cannot support all the kids. We wish we could, but we can't. So it's usually one kid at a time. So contribute any amount that you can. Share the medical appeals that we post. Most of all, pray. Really pray for these kids, because even the doctors say we are only doing our part. But only God is the final healer. We are just doing our part. So there are some people who cannot afford 10 bob. There are some people who cannot afford 10 bob, but we usually even appreciate the prayers, the massive prayers that they do. We usually appreciate them sharing the plights that we post on social media. Another case, not necessarily making paying the hospital bills. There are some things you can assist the family with, like paying their utility bills, giving them like their monthly upkeep. Like you can even say, oh, let me today go and buy them a packet of unga. It makes a big difference. Let me today go and take that, if the kid is feeling a little bit better. Let me relieve the mother that depressing time. Let me take this child out. I can take the kid out to play, something like that, to have fun, so that even the parent can relax. Another thing, you can visit the hospitals. There are so many families in the hospitals, because it's not a one-day treatment. There are some children in the hospitals, in the cancer ward, where they are receiving treatment like for 6 months. So visit the hospital. When you visit the hospital, you will appreciate the good life or the good health that you are having out here. So when you visit them in the hospital, you give them hope. And one more advice, when you do visit the hospital, do not cry. You're supposed to give them hope. Even if you are seeing that this child is really deteriorated, there is no hope, just keep it to yourself. You're supposed to give hope to that parent. In those situations, you find the sick child, okay, the child is in pain, but I can say not as much pained as the caregiver. Yeah. The caregiver needs emotional support. The caregiver needs prayers. He or she cannot do it alone. So any way that you think you can give support to any family, just do it. Even if you will pay, yes, even if it means like buying fruits for them, just do it. Even if you say, this month I'm going to cater for all your electricity tokens, just do it. Even if it means that today, this month I'll pay for your water bills, just do it. Any kind of help that you feel like, not only the medical appeal. There are so many situations at home that you can do. Even if you feel like you cannot offer any financial help, you can decide to go at their residence. Say, Mama so and so, I've come today with my team. We want you today to relax. Today we are going to do general cleaning of your house. We will wash your clothes. We will wash your utensils. We will wipe your house. We just want to do general cleaning of your house so that you can relax with your child. That's the little things that you can do. You can offer even, let's say, tomorrow are you going to the hospital? Yes. Then the Uber services will be on me. Those kind of little helps. You don't have to offer millions of shillings to those families, or just escorting them to the hospital. Be there with that child while receiving chemo. It gives so much hope and strength to that parent. So
whatever form of assistance you can give in whatever shape, form or manner is absolutely welcome, as long as to the good of the patient or the people involved.
Exactly.
All right. Now, why don't you remind us the social media handles once more, so that our viewers can also keep interacting with you on those platforms?
My Facebook page, again, it's Jimia Abdul Yusuf. My Twitter handle goes by Jimia AB, and our Facebook page for the organization goes by the name FadIcarda Leukemia Foundation, and Twitter handle it's FLF_ORG.
There we go.
Yeah.
So interact with them on those platforms, and you can be able to, if you have any questions or any queries, I do believe you'll be able to assist as and when you get there.
Exactly.
All right. Now let's talk about this sash that you are wearing. Youth of the Year.
Youth of the
2021
Year.
Health category. Tell us a bit about that.
Wow. This came actually as a surprise. First of all, I don't know whoever nominated me for this award. What I do
You didn't submit your name?
No, I didn't. I did not submit my. In fact, to be sincere, the top 35 under 35 awards are being done by the Youth Agenda. To be frank, I didn't know about the Youth Agenda. I came to know yesterday that they have been in existence for the last 25 years, since 1996. I came to know about it this year. Whoever nominated me or whoever nominated FadIcarda for this award, we really do appreciate it. Okay, now how it happened, I can say it's all someone caring, or one of our supporters seeing what we do on social media, so decided to nominate us for it. So what I saw via my email address was you have been you have been mentioned, blah blah blah. I think it was a long email, so you need to submit this and this document, and the email address was @gmail.com. I say this must be one of those scams. Exactly. Okay, I said let me give it a benefit of doubt. Let me just search for it. There was this lady who signed that email called Winnie Moriasi. To be sincere, I didn't know Winnie Moriasi. I decided to search on Facebook Winnie Moriasi. I didn't see. Twitter, I didn't see Winnie Moriasi. So I went to Google. I searched Winnie Moriasi, and I saw her name under LinkedIn. So, okay, she's on LinkedIn. She's under the Youth Agenda. She's working for the Youth Agenda. Then it must be a genuine one. So I decided to submit all the documents they had requested. They replied, "We'll get back to you." After a few weeks, they sent me an email. You've proceeded to the next phase. So you are booked for a virtual interview with a panel. I said, "Wow, it's going to be virtual."
Pressure.
I've never done something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was booked for the interview. The day came. To be sincere, the questions that they asked, I actually, after the interview, actually laughed at myself. I said, "Oh my God, what have I done? Did I really answer the questions that they really asked?" Because I didn't see myself answering exactly what they were saying. Rather than, I thought like I was marketing our organization. Exactly, that's what I saw. But after a few hours, my Twitter handle isn't that quite active, but I saw a notification then on the Twitter app. When I logged in on Twitter, wow, I've proceeded to the finals. Under the same category, we were 15. I said, "Oh my God." I decided to inbox a friend of mine. I told her I've proceeded to the finals, but I don't think I'm going to win. Because we are 15 of us under the same category, and some of them, they were on the same category last year, but they didn't make it, so I guess they were nominated again this year. So, but I told my friend, where I have reached, and I've seen it's done by it's recognized by the Ministry of ICT, Youth and Innovation. The finals, I'm already satisfied with it. She told me, "No, don't give up, just pray. This is a prestigious award." I said, "Okay, but whatever the outcome, I'm still satisfied where I have reached. I'm okay with it. Yeah, I'm okay with the finals." So the celebration and unveiling of the winners was being also done virtually via the YouTube, the Youth Agenda YouTube channel. So I decided, let me just follow the unveiling of the winners. I clap for the winners because I know one day even there are people who will clap for me.
Yes.
You need to celebrate others, so let me just follow. I had I saw the celebration, blah blah blah, the sponsors of the event and all that. And then when they were unveiling the health category, the first one, Jimia, Abdul, Yusuf, I was like, huh?
Hold up.
Really? Okay, I was in the office actually I'm also employed somewhere else. So I felt like crying, but when I checked the other side, my boss was there and Kasema, okay, let me just keep quiet.
Yes.
I listened to the whole thing. We were 3 winners under the same category. Then I faced my boss. I told my boss, I have won, Alhamdulillah. What have you won? Is it the FOIA awards? Because there's another award people are voting for me. Yes. Is it the FOIA awards? No. I told him no. Which award? I told him there's another award, top 35 under the Ministry of ICT. He said, what? Just like that? I told him I still can't believe it. So I went back to my supporters and my friends on WhatsApp group and told them, because when I get an award, it's usually not mine. It belongs to me and my supporters. It's usually not mine, because our slogan goes like, no one fights alone. So on a real sense, it does not belong to me. I have to inform my supporters. So I went to my supporters. It's a group of youths from Korogocho who usually cheer me when I'm down. Whenever I'm down, they notice whenever I'm emotionally drained. They usually notice if things are not okay. So I went to the group and told them, guys, guess what? What? We have won the FOIA awards. I told them, no, there's another award called the top 35 by the ministry. They really celebrated. They were happy, because how we do our things, only God knows. They are the people who understand how we do our things. I went to another group where I also have supporters. I told there are some various platforms various groups on WhatsApp. I had to inform all those people who support me. Then after a friend of mine told me, update whatever has happened on Twitter. I told her I'm not active on Twitter, and actually I'm still dumbfounded. I don't know what to post. I don't know what to say. I don't know if I should say thank you. Actually, I'm left without words. So I just sent her the picture. I sent her my picture, and she posted it on my behalf, and I just retweeted it, because I didn't have enough words to show people how grateful I was.
You can imagine.
Yeah, that's how it happened.
That is how it happened. And here it is.
And here it is. I came all the way from Mombasa to get my award. I was given yesterday. And it's not mine alone, because today I'm going to award it to the real awardee of this. I'll take the sash and the trophy to the real awardee. I won't say who the real awardee is.
Atajijua?
They'll just see it on my social media platform who the real awardee is.
Awesome. Now we hope to see that update as we go on with the day, but also looking at the fact that so much has happened in this past year with the pandemic and all. How would you say, just some of the lessons that you have learned also as an organization in line with what you are doing, given it's in the medical space, and then the pandemic came. It, of course, disorganized so many people. Exactly. And maybe you can tell us how it was on your end, and, just the lessons that you're taking with you moving forward from this pandemic in line with what you are doing as an organization.
What I have personally learned throughout this journey, it's being patient. That's the biggest thing that I've learned. Being patient and being persistent. You can, there are times that I might be posting something I'm not getting the response that I need. Let's say it's a medical appeal. There's a kid, let's say in the next 3 days, needs 30,000. I've posted it. Not even a shilling has been made on the pay bill. It becomes really frustrating. Then there's this boy called Hamza Hassan. He'll inbox me. He usually calls me Shem. Shem, what's up? I can see you are really depressed because of the way you are posting your things. By the way, he usually notices whenever I'm down, he'll just notice through my posts. Then I just tell him there's this and this, and I'm not getting the kind of response I expected.
Hoping, yeah.
He'll just tell me, Shem, unaweza. That's what he usually, and he'll really motivate me on that with just his words. Then I say, okay, let me just believe in my ways. There's usually the 11th hour, and we can raise money like the kid is supposed to be in the hospital in the morning. It's 4 p.m. 4 p.m. let's say the next day. We still don't have funds. But when I wake up in the morning, God has done it. Then I believe, yes. Then I tell him, Shem, you told me unaweza, and I believe in it now. When you intend to do something, when you're passionately about something, just believe it. Even if you see there's no way, there's no path, create your own path.
Where there's a will, there'll always be a way.
Exactly. So we've learned to be persistent. We've learned to be patient in everything that we do, and believing in ourselves.
Absolutely, that is important. When you venture into anything, you need to be your number one cheerleader.
Exactly.
Now, as we bring this segment to a close, in terms of partnerships, is it something you have thought of and considered in when it comes to moving forward to also enable your journey be more efficient, and you can be able to reach a wider group of patients and people who need assistance? If that is the case, what kind of partnerships do you think would be relevant in your organization to make sure that you're actually helping those that you intend to help?
Okay, I believe, we've been doing partnerships. We've been doing partnerships with because you can see from our organization, none of us is a medic. When we are sensitizing the public, a medical expert has to be there, because the public might ask a question, we want to be in a position to answer, or we might answer and mislead that person who asked the question. So most of the time we do partner with on the medical field. We partner with the pathologist Lancet Center in Mombasa. Once in a while we partner with the Mombasa Cancer Center. Dr. Riaz comes and helps us in creating awareness to the public. And when we go to a certain community, we believe partnering with the local community. Like let's say in Korogocho, we've partnered with the CBOs, the youths from Korogocho, like the Mashallah youth group. There are various individuals also, like photographers. There are some photographers, individual photographers who come in. They cannot help us financially, but they can offer their skills and they offer their services. Like there's a boy called Krabes, there's a boy called Stephen Juguna, there's a lady called Asha Said. They cannot afford to give us financial support, but they believe in partnering with us and offering their skillful services. Exactly. There are some youths we usually partner with. They cannot offer financial support, but they can offer their talent. But like there's a boy called Halkano. That boy is really cheeky and he's really talkative. So he's doing emceeing services within his area. So we usually go with him in every corner that we do sensitize the public, because he really engages with the children. He really engages with the public. He blends well with every community.
All right. So whoever feels they can be able to offer their services in terms of some long-term partnerships of sorts, they can also be able to reach out.
Exactly.
Why don't you give us your social handles once more before we get to close the program?
Okay. My Facebook page goes by the name Jimia Abdul Yusuf. The organization name goes by by the name FadIcarda Leukemia Foundation. My Twitter handle is Jimia AB, and the organization's Twitter handle goes by FLF_ORG.
There you go. So once again, remember, any form of assistance goes a long way, be it financially or material or just by services that you can offer to be able to assist this organization continue on in this beautiful journey that it has been on for the past almost 5 years. We have been speaking with Jimia Abdul Yusuf. She is the co-founder of the Fatalkada Leukemia Foundation. Thank you so much for making time to be with us. And congratulations on winning the Youth of the Year Health Category.
Health Category Award, insist on that.
Under 35. Health Category Award. Tuko sawa hapo.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much, Jain, for giving us the platform to tell the world what we really do. And thank you so much to all our supporters, because we believe we are not here alone. It's because of you that we are here. We really do appreciate any kind of support that you give us. Thank you so much.
All right. And that brings us to a close of Good Morning Kenya. Thank you for being with us this far. On behalf of the crew, we wish you a lovely day. Do enjoy the rest of your viewing. I'm Jain Wambui.
So what has caused this plague? Most importantly, our current treatment for this plague is ineffective.